What's up guys, it's Scrappy, and in this special BattleBit Remastered video, I'm going to be going over my support class, META Build, and why this class, coupled with the M249, is so damn amazing. So without further delay, let's do this thing. The M249 light machine gun, also known as the M249 squad automatic weapon or the M249 SAW, this gun absolutely shreds. It utilizes 5.56x45 NATO ammunition and a rate of fire of 200 rounds per minute. This gun is insanely powerful, and with the proper build, you can shred people to bits. It's on the heavier side and you would need to go support with it, but the good thing here is that as a support class, it's like you're never going to really run out of ammunition since you can throw down resupplies in a matter of a second, and the magazine size is just so big. Plus, as a support, you can consistently pound lead down range, providing support fire for your team and also do damage to armored vehicles. Now, the M249 naked with no attachments is going to have to be your friend in the beginning, but obviously you're going to want to rank this guy up because just using iron sights is not going to really be the best in terms of target acquisition. So we're going to have to sacrifice some matches until at least have enough to acquire and utilize the different types of sights and attachments for your gun. Now, I'm going to go over the build that I have been using to shred lobbies, so let's get started. So after you unlock the M249, and let's say for instance you've ranked this up, the build that you want to use is as follows. The sight's really going to be up to you, and it's a personal opinion, but you don't really want anything too zoomed in because you're going to have a more difficult time staying on your target, but most importantly controlling your recoil. So I highly recommend a short range sight as your main sight, especially if you're going for close range support, kills, and if you plan to stay close to the objective that you're playing. Now, the sight is going to depend on what you personally like since they don't really change any of the specs on your weapon that much. The only change would be the sight picture and some changes to the control of the weapon depending on what sight you choose. With the SAW, the only short range sight that changes the control of your weapon would be the strike fire sight, which is honestly a really good sight and actually one of my favorites. Personally, I use a Razor in this build because I love the sight picture. The square-like reticle is nice to paint the picture of your enemy, and it's not too small so that you can't see your target. And it's also not too big where it alters your peripheral vision. So to me at least, it also has a perfect close range to mid-size medium range zoom. Now, you don't need to, but if you really wanted to, you could put a canted sight on this and run a longer range scope. But for me, I skip doing that because it just takes up too much screen space, and I would rather have my point of view very minimal. Now, for the underbarrel, you're going to have a lot to choose from, but not all of the underbarrels are going to be beneficial for this specific build. We want to be able to make this gun strong, versatile, quick to kill, have somewhat decent reload speed, and have good control and recoil, and obviously good sight picture. Personally, there's two ways you can go about this. You can use the angle grip that doesn't really have any negatives and boost your control by a significant amount, or you can go with the B25 URK and get the small benefit of aim down time, draw speed, and you also get almost 3/4 of a second of reload time cut off your total compared to the angled grip. But you do lose what it looks like a huge increase in control. Personally, the change in ADS and sprint to fire speed is too small for me that I'd actually rather have the control of the weapon rather than the small little impact that it gives me in terms of ADS, especially if you're trying to shoot medium to long range distances. Now, if you wanted to be in the middle and not lose too much control but keep the benefits of ADS and draw speed, the stubby grip would be your best friend. It just doesn't give you the extra benefit to reload speed. So since we have a few to pick from, I personally take the control with the angle grip, and I'll tell you why shortly. Now, for the side rail, don't use any. They're just extra weight and will bring down your draw speed and mess with your control. Unless you're in a night map where you need a flashlight or really need a laser for hip firing, don't use them. Now for the barrel, you have a few options. The NT4 is good, and the reason being is the sound spread, the control, the first shot kick, and the vertical recoil. But the drawback is that you have a high muzzle flash scale, which could give up your position fairly easy, and being a support class, you kind of don't want that. Another good one I often use is the SDN6, and that's because everything is the same besides you get more accuracy with the cost of some control over the NT4. But because you have the angle grip with a huge boost in control, that's going to make up for the decrease in control from using the SDN6. But the best one in my personal opinion, once you unlock it, is the Suppressor Long. You get the best stats. Also, having a suppressed weapon makes it feel and sound great with little to no weapon flash, reducing your visibility, so being a support unit is even better when they can't see where you're firing from. You can even go with Suppressor Short with the cost of some noise reduction. I also want to mention with the Suppressor Long, you're going to lose a very tiny fraction of recoil control, but it's not much at all. And with the suppressor short, you don't lose that small fraction. You just lose some noise reduction, so it'll sound a little heavier. But overall, this class and this build is absolutely amazing. It shreds people, and just having a ton of rounds to put down range is just awesome. So now with the class and weapon build out of the way, let's go over some of the pros and cons. Now, the negatives of this build, or basically you can say support class, is you carry around a big LMG, which makes your character not much but visibly slower, and the reload time is a little longer but still not as bad as you think. The pros are there for sure with the support class, especially when it's coupled with the M249. You have a beastie weapon build that can mow down tons of enemies in a single mag. It has great control. You can maximize long range if you need. You can provide support file for your team, take down enemy vehicles, and the best part of this class is being able to throw down ammo boxes and gaining extra experience, which can help level your rank and your weapon. I say that because you're consistently and constantly firing at so many targets with a huge mag and long range capability that a lot of the time you're going to be hitting people, and if you don't kill them, and when your team kills them, you're still going to get an assist, which gives you extra experience. Now that we got the build, the pros, and the cons, let's see this bad boy in action.
They're just building across the produce crap.
Yep, got one.
7 of them. Early country walls are.
Gone for 2 seconds and you guys just...
Still the same one objective.
Oh,
By the way, it's camera. I finally...
you can't do...
That dude just shifted through a rock.
That's what I mean. Look at the left of your screen. You should probably see the full team.
I got you, Batman.
Oh, I'm gonna...
I got you. I got you, buddy. Don't die on me, boy.
The funny thing is, I'm just gonna go back to the building I was on. They can't really prevent me from going there because of how far the safe zone is.
I got you again, buddy. Don't die. I know, right?
I mean, even if they cut the rope, like, okay, I'll just place the new one. Correct it. There's a pit. I don't get it. Like, okay, you pushed out and let them take the point. Why?
Oh my god, this is insane. I am insanely nasty with this gun. Right.
Pushed out and let them take the point.